working with older people is both different and the same as working with everybody else. I think one of the things that we've come to realize working clinically with older people is that they do really recognize, satisfy the requirements for an identifiable group. Because they, in certain very specific ways, they are different from other people, just as children are different from adults. There's a joke in geriatric circles that pediatricians always say children are not just little adults, and old people are not just adults with gray hair. They're actually different in a number of ways. They're anatomically different. There are anatomical changes that happen to your body as you age. Normal aging. They are physiologically different. The body functions in different ways than in earlier years. They're socially different. As an example, everybody who's old is coming to the end of life. The end of life can happen at any time in a person's youth or middle years, but we don't think of that. But everybody who's older knows that they're coming to the end of their life. So that produces different social and psychological changes as well. Then from a clinical point of view, they're often different as well, because most people in middle age don't have a number of different chronic problems. Most people in middle age don't take many different medications, whereas most people who have lived to be 80 or 90 years old have a number of chronic medical problems being treated with multiple medications. So from a medical point of view, they're sort of different as well. So that's the how are they different part, but I think the important thing that people who work with older people feel is that they're not different, that they're actually just like everybody else. There's this tendency to think of children as a different species who are really not like us. And similarly, I think there's a tendency to think of the very old as somehow like really their life experience is really different from my life experience as a younger person. And I think that's a clear fallacy that no matter where you are on the life spectrum, including very late age, your experience of life is quite, one person's experience of life is very similar to another. So they're both different and the same.